Hi guys, my name is Banis Lucy and I will be answering 25 deep questions. Let's go.
If you had the option to know the date and circumstances of your death, would you?
At times I wish I'd know the circumstances of my death, but I feel like the beauty of it is not knowing, like the uncertainty, because if I knew when I'd die, I don't think hata naweza kuwa as ambitious ama live my life to the fullest, because I know time fulani nitaenda. So I think the uncertainty of it just makes life what it is.
What makes you most angry about our country?
What makes me most angry about our country? There are several things, and I can mention one. I'd say one thing that kwanza of late has been really, getting to me is the level of cyberbullying in our country. I know people, hata kwa internet watu hutambua Kenya in it's this country where you don't mess with them online, you don't mess with them because people will come at you on Twitter, on TikTok, so I feel like there's a lot of bullying and just everyone being in your business, whether we're a celebrity or not, just being trolled because of your body, social status, a lot of things. So I feel like people think it's funny, but it really destroys people's lives. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of bullying in our country. Another thing, corruption. Just before getting you, I feel like this is one of the most corrupt countries, if I'm being honest, because you don't really get away with things, not unless uhonge mtu, hata the simplest of things. Ukichukua hii in an office, when you a lot, hata hospitali, it's a lot. Yeah.
How do you recharge?
It depends from what. Can be a hangover, can be a tiring day, but I think the best way for me to recharge, especially right now, is through meditation and being alone.
What's something that offends you?
Something that offends me, there are several, but the first thing that comes to mind is being touched inappropriately, nimesema jina vizuri, especially without consent. I don't like people, even if there are people I know, I don't just like being touched inappropriately. I find that very offensive, especially when I tell you to stop and you don't. That is so offensive. I feel like you're not listening. Another thing that offends me is time. People that don't keep time. I have friends of mine who don't keep time, mama, family, just people in my life. And I feel like I try very much myself to keep time. When I'm meeting with someone, I'll respect you enough and know I don't need to waste your time. So I organize myself well enough to be there on time and to do things on time. But I feel like sometimes people not doing that to me is a sign of disrespect and just not honoring, me. I'm a respect to my time, because why would you keep me waiting for 5 hours? Yeah, so that really offends me.
Which is more important, what you say or how you say it?
How you say it. I think it doesn't really matter what you're saying, rather than the delivery of the message, because I feel like you can have the right message, but according to the way you deliver it, watu wako tu it's a bit controversial, ama hapa umesema aje. So I feel like the delivery of the message is really important.
Do you believe in heaven or hell and hell?
Do I believe in heaven and hell? This might sound a bit controversial. Being raised as a Christian, I think there has been this picture painted in my mind of heaven, this realm yenye inakaa hivi, the clouds, the flowers, and those good things, and hell is this other place, a lake of fire, all those things. But I feel like over time, as I've grown, that's changing as I'm getting my spiritual awakening. So I feel like that has changed a lot, and my view of heaven and hell is that it's a state of mind, a state of consciousness, whereby heaven is a higher describe it's a place of higher vibration, and hell is a place of low vibration. So yeah, that's how I understand it for now. And I think probably okay, unless I learn more, but for now that's where I am.
What do you think are the 5 most beautiful things in the world?
5 most beautiful things in the world: nature, people, different cultures, food, different food, different, music. Yeah.
Are you living a meaningful life?
To be honest, I'd say most of my life I've just lived in the system, like a school system. So I didn't really make much meaning of my life other than education. But I'd say right now, as I'm self-discovering, I'm definitely living a more meaningful life.
What's the one thing that you cannot live without?
One thing I can't live without, oxygen, of course, but I think other things, something that I can't really live without. Sasa sijui kama ni material, like a material thing. I'd say, okay, I don't want to live without peace, like peace of mind, peace in my environment, whichever. So peace.
What do you want your final words to be?
Peace be with you, my children. Or okay, I think that will depend with where I might be in life. So okay, easy vitu wezi predict. So I'd say I love you and I'll meet you in the next life if it exists. Probably if I'll be with probably my family or some people I love.
When is it acceptable to disobey the law?
That's a trick question. When is it acceptable to disobey the law? I think when the law doesn't really favor you, but you're in the right path and you're not harming someone. Like for example, when some things can favor the rich and like the poor, you see such kind of thing. So I think you can disobey the law at times if it doesn't really favor you, as long as you're standing for your truth or something like that.
What inspires you the most?
Wanting to achieve my goals and wanting a better life.
Do you trust anyone with your life?
No, I really don't. I feel like to some extent I also don't trust myself because I've put myself in some very tricky situations. So Nico, like not really. I only trust God with my life.
Do you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
I'm more of an ambivert, hapo katikati. Very I've grown up being a very extroverted person, but over time as I'm growing nakuwa introvert. So but I'd say hapo katikati, just an ambivert.
Do you believe in true love?
Do I believe in true love? Yes, I do believe in true love. Yeah.
How do you think the world will change in 10 years?
In 10 years, definitely something quite obvious that the technology will have advanced more and more, and I feel like with time people will ditch some cultures and learn a lot of things, just people evolving. So the world will have more evolved people, the technology will be advanced, and a lot more.
What is something you're certain you'll never experience?
Something I'm certain I'll never experience. How can I answer this question? I'd say okay, life is full of uncertainties. I can't be really sure of what I won't experience or what I'll experience, but I think maybe an alien invasion, of which siwezi kuwa sure kama nita experience or not if they do exist, ama kitu kaa zombie apocalypse, something of a sort.
What impression do you think you give when you first meet someone?
Impression that I give, I think it depends with who you ask. For some people I might be very intimidating, others very calm, but I feel like most people I meet talk more of energy, like I have a welcoming energy.
How would your perfect partner treat you?
I think the way I'd treat myself, of course, with a lot of respect, a lot of love, a lot of communication, a lot of just good vibes, and just the best way I'd treat myself.
What part of your culture are you most or least proud of?
Sasa culture nitajibu as a country tribal. That means tribal. So I'm a Kikuyu, and I think I'm most proud of I don't really know my ati culture zetu ama traditions zetu vizuri, but I find the whole dowry process and traditional weddings really it's really nice. Yeah, and also I've come to learn about like kitambo venye Kikuyu women used to like work and, you know, provide like for the families, being more of wealth maker. So I feel like I'm really proud of my generation. We are told that sisi ni watu wa kupenda pesa as Kikuyu, and I think that's true, but it's because we are wealth makers. Yeah.
What's one responsibility do you most wish you didn't have?
One responsibility I wish I didn't have. Let me answer this question according to the setting of my home. So I'm the only girl child in my family, and with this I tend to do like all the housework which can be overwhelming, because in my place we don't like have a lot of outdoor things, so I can just be cooking, cleaning, you know, just doing things for everyone while they're seated, which is, you know, it can be a bit tiring. So I wish like I didn't have the responsibility of like taking care of adults like that.
What's something that you're embarrassed you're so good at?
Something I'm embarrassed that I'm so good at. Do I really have something I'm embarrassed about? Except some intimate things that I think good at. Yeah. I don't want to go into details about that.
What's the thing you most want to achieve before you die?
Something I want to achieve before I die, I want to have truly discovered my life path, my purpose, just believing my, you know, the previous thing I was talking about, like living my meaningful life. I want to have, you know, achieved all my goals before I die, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the end.
So that's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed these questions and my responses to them. I'd like to know in the comment section. Tell me what you think about some of the things I have answered, and disclaimer, these are just my opinions. This is totally out of context. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.